to another coffee talk. I've been joined today by my old dog Abby. She's panting down there. She's getting old. She's a little restless, and that's kind of what she does. She's been out and come back in, so I don't know what her issue is. At any rate, today we're going to talk about a few skills I think everyone should know. That's maybe a little old school, but people just don't seem to know these things anymore. This goes right along with my thing about things that men should know and men should do. Kind of follows in suit with carrying the pocket knife and all, like I talked about in the last video. And pocket knife and the multi-tool are good examples of this. You need to know how to use those. I'm not going to go into how to do these things because there's plenty of videos on YouTube about it. I'm just going to say you need to know how to use them. Knowledge of basic hand tools, knowing what a ratchet handle is with sockets versus a box end wrench versus an open end wrench, knowing the different types of screwdrivers, flatheads, Phillips head, etc. You should know what basic hand tools are. You should also know how to use them. I'm not saying you should be able to take things apart and put them back together, but let's say you get that piece of furniture from Walmart that's that pressboard stuff. You do need to know how to use tools. Assemble a lot of things. We put up a curtain rod just the other day, and I needed some help because it was tall, but definitely needed to know how to use screwdrivers and stuff like that. That should be some basic knowledge you should learn. Along these lines, how to change the oil in your vehicle. Yes, nobody has time for that, so that's why you spend 2 hours waiting for an oil change down there at your local Walmart or oil change place. It's getting to where it's not a whole lot cheaper to do it yourself, but knowing how is important. How to change a tire on your vehicle. That's something everybody should know. Once again, that's basic, basics. You should know how to do that. Check the fluids in your vehicle, add fluids as necessary, even replace your battery. That goes along with tool knowledge and things you should know how to do. Another thing you should know how to do is tie some basic knots. I'm not talking about, I just keep looping and looping and looping until it's tight. Know some knots. Know the square knot, know a surgeon's knot, know a bowline or bow line, however you want to say it. There's multiple ways they say that. Taut line hitch is good. Trucker's hitch is another one that you might need to know how to do. These are important if you need to tie something down, tie something to something else. It's important to know how to tie a knot. You're not going to use it every day, but it's something you should know how to do. A lot of people don't know how to do that. Just basic maintenance around your house. It amazes me how many people don't realize you have an air filter and you have to change your air filter in your heating and air unit. It's amazing to me how many people don't know how to pull out a range or a dryer, put a new cord on, and install a new one. Sockets, like your wall sockets, eventually the socket covers break, the switch covers break, or you might need a new socket. You should know a little bit about that, which means you should know your breakers in your house and how to turn all that off. I'm not going to go there. There are dangers with electricity. Look it up. Know how to do this stuff before you need to know how to do it, or before you need to do it. Don't wait. Now, I'm not talking anywhere about tearing your car apart. I'm not talking anywhere about this about routing new electrical circuits or anything like that. There are some things you would call a professional for. Some things I might know how to do that you don't, and I wouldn't expect you to. I'm not going to not going to go into all these things. Some things you do need to call an expert for. Oh, one other thing: dealing with plumbing issues. Some things you have to call an expert for because I'm not buying those tools either. But other things you really just need to know how to deal with some basic, plumbing issues. a host of other things that I can think of along these lines. Get you some basic skills. Know how to do things. Don't always rely on somebody else. And don't always rely on the internet to be up there for you. Learn some of this. You at least get some basic knowledge on some of this before, say, the power goes out. Then once the power goes out, yes, everybody has cell phones, but what happens when the cell tower goes out? Then you don't have any more knowledge. This could be especially key if you've got a fireplace in your house you've never used, you have no heat, it's the dead of winter. I have been in that situation. That doesn't mean that I didn't know what I was doing, but we had no internet, we had no, at that point in time our cell reception has gotten better, so we could actually may have been able to get things on our phone, but we could get information on our phone. If I didn't know how to do some of the things I did, hey, we'd have been frozen and had to have left the house. So just be aware that there are situations where you're going to need to know some skills and learn these skills. Don't just sit there playing your video games or, whatever it is you're doing when you could be out there learning something that will help you out later on in life. Okay, sorry about that. Dogs started barking and I had to go out and check to see what it was. Well, another one of those cricket fart times. At any rate, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and maybe you can follow some of the advice. There'll be more videos soon. I'm not going to guarantee I won't touch more on this type of subject, but I think I'm going to try and switch gears a little bit. We'll see how that goes. I haven't fully made up a decision what I'm going to do.